Welcome into another edition of PirateCast. And as you can see, we haven't even let it cool down for 24 hours. And we've got Toby. He's already on his way back home. He's in the van. We won't ask him about what he drank last night or what any of the guys drank last night. But it was a hell of a night by the sounds of it after the guys left the stadium. So welcome in Tobias Thompson, and obviously we've got Carlito above me as well. He's filling in for Ben this week. But Toby, what a night last night! How did you find it? Difficult track, but a really good night.
Yeah, it was a really good night. The track was not that bad. It just had a bit at the start of the meeting, but it run really well through the meeting. So yeah, not surprised.
Excellent. I mean, again, Oxford riding with 5 guests. It was always going to be an uphill struggle for them anyway. We knew that obviously you guys really did the hard work up at Oxford last Thursday. So having them down on the home track and having them to do the hard work at Poole was always going to be a big ask for them. But I don't think it took away from the moment. 3 trophies for the Pirates this year. Every trophy you guys have contested, you've won. And in your first full season of championship racing, how does that feel for you? Because I know you had a goal this year to really be as good as you can be and make your team perform. So how does it feel for you?
Oh, it feels amazing to be on this side of it now and look back, and what we achieved this season is unbelievable. To take all 3 trophies, it was something else and something I will never forget. That's for sure.
Carl, you've obviously seen all 3 of these finals now, and you've been providing the soundtrack to it, and the ambience around Wimborne Road over the course of the last few weeks as we've been winning these trophies, knocking them down has been amazing, and a lot of it's been down to you providing that soundtrack. What are your thoughts of what are your thoughts on the last few weeks and the performance of the guys?
Well, everyone's stepped up. I mean, especially Toby and Vinny. I said last night, I was chatting in the office to Danny and said how, Toby has done, once he's seen all the tracks and has been around a few times and he's back to full fitness, we've seen the real Tobias Thompson. And I feel like, I hate to put anybody in an awkward position, but that the ink better be freshly printed for Tobias Thompson next year. It's got to be, isn't it? Surely. I mean, getting double figures now in the finals, the end of the season where people either make or break, they collapse or they flat out go for it. This guy here has shown that he can step up when it matters against the best riders in the league. And to go away to Oxford and dominate Sam Masters, you had to be there in the crowd to experience that. That was one of my highlights of the season.
Oh, glad you like it.
it was sick. I love that you went past as well, and to the fans and stuff. It was good fun, really good.
It was fun.
Yeah, I mean, not obviously don't want to put you in a difficult position, and we're not going to ask you for a definite yes or no, but have there been discussions about 2024 and where you're going to be next year? 2025, I should say.
Yeah, no, not yet. But we have a little trip in a week's time, so maybe we're gonna discuss something there. I don't know. We will see. I'm open to doors. I have to be like everybody else, but I'm gonna lie if I'm not gonna say I would love to be a Pirate again. It's been absolutely amazing to be a part of this club and wear the skull with honor. And I want to do it again for sure.
I think there isn't one fan out there, Pirate supporter, that wouldn't want you back here. You've been a breath of fresh air. Not only your riding style, which is very. You're going to keep it full throttle all the way around, whether you get first or last. You're going to go for it the whole way around, which is a fantastic attitude to have as a racer. But also, as we've mentioned a couple of times on this show, the passion you have and how you bring the crowd into it, the donuts and it was the grand final where you hopped over the fence and went to grab the trophy and us as fans, we love that. At the end of the day, we watch Speedway because we want to be entertained, and you're a natural entertainer as well as a racer. And you don't get many Speedway riders like that. They're very focused on the racing, focused on the track, but as soon as the race is over, they're back in the pits and you don't hear anything from them. But you really have been, a breath of fresh air to the Pirates fans.
I'm glad. It's important for me to do that because also I know the crowd paid every week to come in, and you need to provide something back to them, not just winning the races, but taking them along on the trip, you know, get them involved. That's important for me to do that. And yeah, I'm happy that everyone is liking it. So yeah.
For me personally, I don't know about you, but when you get a rider who comes to Wimborne Road, who comes past the grandstand, and you can see when they take their goggles off in their eyes, the passion when they look up at the grandstand, for me, that really hits home. And there's a few people. Benjamin Basso was like it. I said to Alice last night. Toby's been like it. Vinny's been like it. There's probably more that I'll forget, but there's a few that you see, look, and really, really enjoy that moment. And to me, as a fan of the club, it means a lot to see it when somebody loves being there. You know, sometimes for me, that outweighs the sometimes winning all the races. You know, if someone's trying and gets a mediocre night and then goes and wins a race and comes past and celebrates to the crowd, I'm like, get him back, you know.
Yeah, definitely. It's something, that's really underrated, and certainly towards the end of the season, Toby, as your forms come back up, and obviously everything happened with Vinny, that's really created a groundswell of fan support towards not just the two of you guys, but the whole team. You know, the Pirates fans were really behind you, and yeah, it's amazing to watch on TV, but being in the stadiums and hearing the response for you guys is absolutely phenomenal. So fingers crossed, a little bit more of that next year. Fingers crossed we see Toby back in Pirates Kevlars. That'll be brilliant. So we've got a few questions that some of the fans have sent in when we posted that we were having you on today, and we'll go through a few of them now. There's nothing too complicated. Lissy Bowers, first of all, says, what was your highlight of the 2024 season?
I think there's been many, but the grand final got to stand out. I think I speak for all the boys saying that that's probably the meeting we all has as a highlight. To crawl back for 14s behind after he'd won, that was something else. So that's my highlight for sure.
Yeah, absolutely agree with that. Rob Dyer, now this is an interesting one. How many times has Toby been fined this year for bad language? And should we do a collection at the end of season party?
Yeah, I got warned a few times, and I got the fine for BSN interview, 170 pounds for saying the C-bomb. You can't do that apparently. And I got a warning in, what was that? For running over the grass 3 times. You can't do that either. So it's not only swearing, it's also many things else. But yeah, I take it with a smile. I don't mean anything by it. You know, you got to understand that I'm around Ben and Zach with our Aussies, and they use that word like normal.
Yeah.
And when you come to UK and you start to learn English like good again, and that's the words they throw at you, you just adapt, you know, and you think, oh, that's all right. But apparently it's not, you know. So, but yeah, it's been good fun on the way.
You remember the press conference, Lee, when Tobias did his first ever interview? Yep. And who was it? Was it Nigel or Rob that asked him, did you want to come to Poole? And Tobias's answer was, no, not really. And everyone, there was like an audible gasp, wasn't there? Do you remember? And at first, I don't think the older fans, the humour went straight over the heads. Do you remember it? At the press conference.
Yeah, press and practice day. Yeah, that was that was a good one. We didn't really know what we were going to get from Toby at that point. No, that was awesome. Next one, Stella Whiffin says, has he made it back to Denmark safely, or is he still at Bill Meaden's house recovering? So as you can see, he's in his van at the moment. He might have probably set off a little bit earlier than if he wanted to, but there you go. Yeah, a little bit of recovery time, I think, in there this morning. Ian Bell says, what's Toby's favorite drink?
Oh, Ian Bell. That just ring a bell from last night, doesn't it? It's not Jack D anymore, Ian, that's for sure. You fucked me up.
Brilliant. George Johnson says, can you do wheelies, or do you just prefer donuts because it's unique?
Yeah, I can do wheelies. I'm actually quite good at it, but it just seems the donuts last longer and gets the crowd more in. But yeah, I can do wheelies as well. Yeah.
Yeah, excellent. I mean, again, everyone can do a wheelie. You don't see that many donuts. Nigel Beasley says, how much of an impact did having Don on the Spanners make?
That's a story I need to have, because I had done Danny Tisklot, or what we call him the Honey Monster just for fun, but I had him with me traveling up to Workington because he couldn't get a ride with someone, so I took him. And I couldn't saw the mechanic, and up on the way I just like, yo, Don, I need to say something to you. He was like, all right, what's up? You're sparring today. He was like, what? Yeah, but mate, I don't have any, so I'll just take whatever. So you're gonna do it today? Oh, okay. He was like, but to be fair, he did a good job. He was helping all the best way he could. So yeah, we managed to get around it pretty well. So yeah, it was good fun.
Fantastic. Charlie Powell says he's actually got 2 questions. First of all, what's your favorite swear word? And you can say it on here. We're on the internet. It's fine.
Yeah, it's cons.
Yeah. Carl, that was the wrong time to take a drink. And Charlie's second question, what's your favorite donut? So I would guess, do you like donuts, and what's your favorite flavor of donut?
To be fair, I don't really like cake that much. I'm more, healthy eating, but it gotta be chocolate or something. I like that. That's good.
Yeah, that's good. Not too many donuts, because otherwise you'll end up riding for Plymouth.
Yeah, exactly that.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm just saying that. That's the fan questions. But one of the things that I wanted to sort of reach out to you about, Toby, because I find it really interesting, is we spoke to you briefly on press and practice day, and you didn't really know anyone at the club at that point, and you didn't know what to expect from the Pirates. I remember you said you were impressed with the track and the pits and the facilities there, and it seemed like a professional setup. The call came out of nowhere for you, didn't it, from Matt for this season, and you're all of a sudden you're a Poole Pirate, and I think you've done yourself really proud. Even if the average doesn't show that, obviously that doesn't take into account the playoffs, because you've been racking those points up in the playoffs, so you've got a nice low average, but everyone knows you're capable of banging in some really big points, and as we've already covered, you're a real entertainer. Are you looking to? I know you said you wanted to be in the UK and with the Pirates if possible. Are you looking at any other options? I mean, I know Premiership is there. It's something that they're always looking at riders to sort of slot in the lower order. Is that something that you might look at next year or the year after?
Yeah, of course it is. My goal is, I'm 30 years old now. I'm realistic. I know I'm not gonna be the next master. That's too late for me. So I like riding my bike, and what I want to do is I want to come to the UK, do 2 leagues, live by my racing, just do the racing for living, go home to the kids, relax, don't have to go to normal work and all that. I want to live from my racing. That's my main goal, and I'm working hard for that. So yeah, 2 leagues is in my plan. I want to do it at some point, and sooner rather than later.
Yeah, absolutely. What you need is one of those big Tony Rickardson like mobile home things. Just stick the wife and kids in the back, travel around the world, just doing racing. It'll be amazing.
Exactly.
Carl, have you got any extra thoughts that you wanted to throw in? It's just been a hell of a few weeks, hasn't it, for the Pirates and Toby as well? It's been huge.
The one thing I was going to ask, now that it's the end of the season and it's not a problem to ask about it, because I don't think it was common knowledge. But wasn't the stadium your workshop as well, for keeping the bikes and working on the bikes and things like that?
Yeah, it's down.
How did you find that?
What?
How did you find that, using the stadium as like your workshop and your facility?
Yeah, it's okay. It's nothing fancy, but it does the job. I'm only there to wash the bikes quickly and then off to airport. It's not like I'm staying around for long, so. But it works fine for me. There's always something down there to speak to and all that. So yeah, it's been good. It's been really good, actually.
Nice,
Decent.
Nice. And obviously, the other thing to talk about when it comes to the Pirates is probably different to other teams that you've had. We've got at least 2, but probably 3 team managers. Obviously, we've got Midlow for the home matches. We've got Javi for the away matches, and I know Danny has dived in and been the team manager on some of the other away fixtures. Give us the pros and cons of each of those guys, because they all have very different styles of managing a team, very different styles of motivating riders. What are your thoughts? We always ask this of everyone, and it's interesting getting some controversial answers.
Yeah. You know, Midlow is just a clever old man in the game, and he knows his way around, and he's always good. If you're struggling a bit, he'll come to say what you're riding the wrong way and all that. So that's good. And then you have like Gary Havelock there. He's he's just mental. I love him. He's fun to be around. He has the most insanely pep up talks before a meeting and during the heats. He'll just come up to you and scream you in the head before you're going out. I like that. He's a crazy one. Yeah, and then he's just he's really good. Also clever in the game with the tactics, substitutions, and all that. He's been really good to all the guys, and also calm. If it's not going well, he's calm and he speaks to you after the meeting and what's good, what's not good, and all that. So yeah, fair play to all three guys. They've been absolutely amazing. And also shout out to Matt Ford at the final. He was something else in the pits. He was something else. He might as well got a whip and just whip me in the ass every time. Never anything like that. That passion that man has is from another planet. So yeah, fair play to all of them.
Yeah, brilliant. Matt Ford's always been like that. I don't think he'll ever change. As far away from Speedway as he gets, he's always going to have one foot in there and want to see the Pirates succeed. Obviously, you've seen quite a few new tracks this year. You've there's got to be ones that you've never seen before, never ridden before. Have you got any favourites out of those away tracks?
Yeah, I think everybody just loves Workington. That's one hell of a racetrack. It is. Wow. So cool to race, so many race lines. You don't even have to make the starts up there. You can just pass if you have the speed. It's a beautiful place to race the bike for sure.
Yeah. So over in Denmark, what are the tracks like over there? I've never been. We've seen, Carl, you've been to Denmark, haven't you?
Yeah, been a few.
Yeah. What are the tracks like over there compared to some of the UK tracks? Obviously, it's a very different animal speedway over there.
Yeah, they're more like similar in Denmark. You can probably wear the same sprocket all around, 1 or 2 sprockets below. That's it. You use like 3 sprockets in Denmark, to be fair. They're quite similar and quite slick compared to the UK ones. So come over here and try all the different ones. It's so cool compared to racing in Denmark. That's also why I like it over here, because it's so different with the tracks. So you learn a lot and you get some techniques you can use in Europe. So it's really good.
Have you ridden Voyens, Tobias?
Yeah, I've been in Voyens many times. Yeah, it's a good track. It is. I would say like it's kind of like Poole, but just way slicker.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also size-wise, like 310 meters. That's the sizes they run in Denmark on the tracks.
Yeah.
And yeah, just slick. That's how it is over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, Poole, there's got to be a bit of a challenge for you. We all know that the track from time to time does have its issues. There are the holes that you have to watch out for, and the little bumps that you can very easily, hit and go flying into the fence in a split second. But you seem to have, I say you, but all of the guys really seem to have mastered it as the season's gone on, and you know how to ride that track. Okay, so let's move into real time. What time's your ferry going? We're doing this at 5 o'clock in the evening. You're traveling back home. How long have you got till your ferry leaves?
1 hour.
Did I drop out? Oh, still another hour. Crikey. Okay, and then you're back home. Are you going to be coming back over for the end of season fan party, or are we expecting to see you there?
It was the plan, but on the 1st of November, me and my family are moving house on that day. So I need to be out of our house that day and moving into the new house. So it's impossible for me to make it. So it's kind of sad because I want to come time with the fans and all that. So yeah, it hurts a bit not to be there, but family first, that's how it is,
We'll have to see if we can organize a video feed or something just so you can be part of it and say hello to some of the guys.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
That'll be cool.
I think there is a plan for something like that.
Yeah,
something along those lines.
Yeah, that'll be good. That'll be good. Nice. Okay. Obviously your first season as a pirate, Tobias. Any words for the fans? They and I know you were very honest with this. We didn't know what we were getting when we saw Tobias Thompson signed as a pirate. That the fans didn't know. You didn't know what to expect from Poole, but it's really been, the fans have welcomed you with open arms. You seem to have had an amazing time. What are your words to the Poole fans for the very successful 2024 season?
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to thank all the fans at Poole Stadium. It's been absolutely amazing to hear the cheers and the crowd going crazy when you win the heats. It's something else down there, and you can just see how many crowds gets in compared to other tracks. Poole is another level, I think, on the crowds and the fan base. The nits are insanely. They are so good with you. The amount of people who text you after the meeting and want to have autographs and all that is just so cool to be a part of. And many friends made along this journey as well. It's been unbelievable. So really, thanks to all the guys down there, and hopefully I will see you all again.
Fantastic. Toby, we'll leave you to it. I know you're exhausted, you're traveling, and you've still got another hour before your ferry, but we'll let you get on with your travels. Hopefully, again, we will keep our fingers crossed over here, and hopefully we'll see you back at Wimborne Road in 2025. But personally, from us as PirateCast and Carl, again, down at the stadium, thank you for all of your efforts in 2024. It's been an absolute pleasure to watch you ride.
Thank you, and thank you for everything, both of you. Thank you. Hopefully
no
see you around. Take care.
He's gone. You happy to hang on and chat for a few more minutes?
I didn't want to step on yours or Toby's toes. So I just sort of rode with it a little bit and let it go. So,
go on, carry on.
If for some reason Tobias is not back next year because of averages, and we know how much teams are squeezed at the end of the season and things like that, I would actually be genuinely sad to see him go. I think he's been really good, a breath of fresh air. And if he does end up going, I hope we do get another rider like him who comes in as Mr. Entertainment, because he's been brilliant.
Yeah, I think if anything, he's shown riders what it takes to connect with the fans. And at the end of the day, it is a business. And if Toby comes back next year and he's got Tobias Thompson merchandise, maybe some foam donuts or something that the crowd can hold up or something like that. Do you remember the Ben Basso hats a few years ago?
I do.
And how many of those they shipped? What's that?
So
the Drew Kemp hats. Yeah,
in the Drew Kemp bucket hats. Yep. I know that when you say on the topic of merchandise, I was speaking to Tanya in the track shop before I set up last night.
Yeah,
and she said that Richard ordered, I think it was 250 t-shirts. Was it Alice? Rocket Man t-shirts. Yeah. And there's she said, all that's left on the stand is what's left. There's about 4. So that goes to show you that, if you have, the right thing, and like you said, the branding, and if you had like a Toby doing a donut t-shirt, you'd knock out 250 of them easy, wouldn't you?
Yeah, totally. It's one of those things that I think some riders miss a trick. You see the odd hat here and there, you see the odd t-shirt here and there. Someone like I know Tom Brennan's got very professional merch, but it's almost print to order. He does very small print runs, doesn't he? So which I know it takes a bit of an outlay to order a load of merch all in one go when you don't necessarily know if it's going to sell. But it's something they really need to get on, and I think it would do really well for a lot of the guys. But Toby, thank you so much for coming on, and it's been a phenomenal season for Toby, and really hope he comes back next year.
I do too.
Right, so Vinny Ford, let's move on to Vinny quickly. I think so many people turned up at Poole last night expecting to see some carnage coming from Vinny's way, and he was very measured, very effective, very calculated. Whether or not that was his choice, or whether or not he just that's the way it turned out, but I think he was very much aware he was under the microscope yesterday. But aside from his first heat, where I think he was having a couple of bike problems, still put in a very good accounting for himself.
He spun heavy, didn't he, in the first one?
He did,
saw him spinning a lot on the start. Apart from that, it was a great night again. Did you see his fuel bottle, by the way?
No.
Somebody, a sharp eye, actually spotted on BSN that across his fuel bottle, let me find the picture. Across his fuel bottle, he had written "Kamikaze Pilot."
Nice.
I think as a little tongue-in-cheek Dig here you are. I got it on my phone here.
Brilliant.
So
Absolutely
you got that
brilliant.
in there. Thing is, we were talking last night in the stands. I know you sit in the stand adjacent to us, don't you?
Yeah.
But we said, me and Ian Bell were saying, you've got to remember that it was only a few months ago when Vinny Ford came in and he couldn't score a point. And some people were saying, oh, get Max Perry back. Where are they now? Because he has displayed, going away to Oxford on his first 3 rides going for a paid maximum, is you can tell he listens, he learns, great character, family are great fun. Again, another name I'm praying to get back for next year.
Yeah, it'll be brilliant. Again, those two, partner and Arpar, just pure entertainment and really hard races as well. There's a lot of parallels between the two. Yeah. Of course, the other than the fact us clinching the treble, the other big news item that came out of last night was again, I think a few people, including Alan Hickson, have said the worst kept secret in Speedway, that Ben Cook won't be returning to Poole next year, focusing on the Premiership in the UK. Big loss for the Pirates, but can totally understand Ben's perspective on it and why he wants to move on and grow as a rider, because with each and every year that goes past, he is just improving. And I think next year with another year that the championship is just too small for him, it'll be untouchable. So disappointing times, but understand it for Ben.
Yeah, I think, how old is Ben? Is he 27, 28?
Oh, crikey. I want to say 27. I could be wrong.
Yeah, so you got to think he's on. This is no disrespect to Richard, by the way, because Richard's a top rider. But Richard's probably, same as Toby said, when you get to that certain age, you're not going to be a Grand Prix rider. I don't think people like Richard, we know Richard is phenomenal, but he's not looking to be a Grand Prix rider. He's, at the crux of his career. I think Ben can still go higher. I think... when you see some of the performances Ben has in the Extra Liga and the Premiership, there's no reason why in 2 or 3 years' time Ben can't be knocking on the door of a Grand Prix challenge or a SEC or something like that, So I think that's where he's going. I think he wants to not fatigue himself, take the championship down, do more on the continent, develop his skills like that. It's the process. How many times have we seen it at Poole Speedway where we've developed riders? You remember when we used to have Jason Doyle and Leon Madsen at reserve?
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's just the way it works. And there's not a lot of clubs, Lee, that can say we have developed riders from teenagers up into world champions, like Poole have done quite a few times with Chris Holder, Jason Doyle, would have been Darcy Ward. So it's the natural progression, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think, Zach obviously is phenomenal. He's coming into his own as well. And I think with Zach, I can see him moving into the Ben position. I remember this time last year when they announced Ben was going to be captain, he'd move up to a heat leader. We were all like, oh, maybe he's not quite ready for that. We'll see how it goes. But I think, Zach may be 12 months behind in riding. I think clearly is going to be a similar position for him next year. I can see him slotting up into that number 3. I can see him taking on the captaincy. And who knows if 2025 might be the last year we have Zach.
That's the thing, isn't it? I remember Danny Ford said to me a couple of years ago, he said, actually, when you look at the styles on a bike as 2 younger riders, this is a couple of years ago, he said, Zach probably has a style that you can see going further than Ben in many ways. But it's, in which I completely agree. You can see it the way Zach rides a bike. But Ben, they're both going to go great, aren't they? I can see it going, as you said, exactly the same way for Zach in 2025, but kudos to Zach.
Yeah. Zach, I think I remember the same conversation. Ben will go out there and just throttle down and blast it the whole way around, whereas no matter what's in front of him, whereas Zach is a little bit more calculated and will look for the holes and a little bit more a technical rider. But the speed he's had, certainly in the second half of the season, has really shown up. And he's whacking up big scores in the Premiership as well, which is pretty huge. So I can't see him slowing down anytime soon, especially next year when he's in a heat leader spot. It'd be good to see.
Completely agree, mate. Completely agree.
So at this point, so Cut, are you going to be at the end of season thing?
Right. Wow. I hope
Don't
you can
you bail out as well.
No. Well, I hope you can see by my face. I'm hoping, But
Right.
since I got back from touring, I've been on a bit of a health kick. So
Right.
I turned to a bit of a gluttonous, beer guzzling party animal, and I'm so far down, quite a way down from, especially within 3 weeks. I'm doing really well. Been in the gym every day training. If I drink or go and have some rubbish food, I don't want to fall off of it. So I've said to myself, if I get 20 pounds down by next Friday, I'll be there having a few jars. So at the moment, I'm on schedule. So
okay, fingers crossed.
I should be there. But if I relapse and be a gluttonous pig and go for a Burger King, I won't be. So I've got to remind myself, no burgers. We got next Friday to come. So
okay,
are you going to be there?
I'll be there. I'll be there with Beth. We're going to be going. I am going to be driving. So yeah, there's no beer for me.
Behavior.
Yeah. Someone's got to drive. It's in Wimborne. So yeah, I'll be driving, which will be fine, but I will definitely be there. It's going to be cool. And actually, do you know what I'm going to do? And it's probably a good time to announce it. This is really unprofessional, but let me grab it off the top here. The old PirateCast sign, which we usually have behind, get it the right way, behind the screen. I have actually got 2 of these. And what I'm going to do is I am going to bring it to the end of season thingy. I'm going to get, the either silver or gold Sharpie pens. I'm going to get as many of the 2024 Pirates as I can. See if I can get Danny Ford as well, mid-low, to sign that. And I'm going to hand it on over to the ref to see if they can auction it off, get as much money as they can for it. And that'll be good. It's a nice little bit to support the riders because, again, we've seen a fair few crashes over the last few weeks. And a lot of machinery damage, certainly for people like Tom and Vinny and all that sort of stuff. Whatever they choose to do with it, I know they're really good with the money that they get, and it's appreciated by the riders. So, that's the plan. So I will be, I'll bring that along.
Nice touch.
So awesome. No one else knows about that, but I thought I'd do it if they want to.
I'm guessing this goes live at 7 on Friday, is it?
7 on Friday, yeah. So
when the party starts, so.
Well, yeah, exactly. So yeah, it doesn't really. Oh no, they'll be the 7 this Friday. So tomorrow as well.
Of course, because I keep thinking that the parties. Yes, right. Of course.
Yeah,
so they got a week.
Yeah,
they got a week to know.
Yeah. So that's all good. Right. So we've been recording for what, half an hour. I think we'll wind it up here. Thanks for stepping in at the very last minute, my friend.
Mate, thank you for asking me. It's been a privilege, honestly.
No, that's all right. And for those people asking about Ben, he's had to take a little step back for some family stuff that he's got going on at the moment. So best wishes and all of our thoughts with Ben. Taking a little step back. We're trying to keep PirateCast sort of limping along for the next couple of weeks. Will probably be some footage from the end of season thing as well. Definitely going to be taking some video from there. So we'll see what happens. That'll be fun, won't it? That'll be a good episode of PirateCast.
Yeah, try and avoid me.
Yeah, I mean, if it'll be a good thing to try and keep you away from the hog roast, don't fall off the wagon, just the one pork bap or whatever.
I think it'd be vodka Diet Cokes,
Yeah, do it. There's no calories in it, is there?
It's just very few.
Yeah, it's all good. So yes, that is it. How much more Raw Speedway have we got? Are we going to be doing any over the winter if there's big news?
Loads, mate. We've got loads to do, loads of subjects to cover, loads of really exciting things. Obviously, if I hear anything through official channels, I don't ever say anything. But a few things I have been told officially, exciting things that have been started in the pipeline and stuff like that are ready to burst out of me like an alien. But me and Alex have started working on the videos so that when they go live, we'll let the social media of whichever it's about go live for an hour or so, hour, 2 hours, and then we'll launch ours a couple of hours after. But some cool things. We got me and Alex are working on a video at the moment. We'll take probably 3 or 4 days. We're reviewing every single Grand Prix with regards to travel. So
nice.
Everything you need to know, how to get there, information, what to do with your currency, where to stay, how to get around. We're doing all of them, reviewing them from worst to easiest and best value. So that's coming out. A few more parodies. The Donald Trump video went down really well. Just some cool stuff going on. Hopefully, maybe a little PirateCast Raw Speedway Christmas special or something.
I'm happy with that. Yeah, if we can make that happen, I am
like a roast turkey live on air or something.
Yeah, would like each of us in the 4 locations will have some turkey, or at the very least,
Santa.
Yeah, we could do that. That'd be good. Or at the very least, we'll have like a meal deal from Tesco and have the turkey and stuff in sandwiches or something. That'll be good. That'll be good. Yeah, well up for that. Well up for that. So that's cool. More Raw Speedway coming soon. PirateCast, obviously, we are at the end of the season now. We're probably going to be taking a little bit of a step back and just bringing you the big news as they come, probably looking at some of the signings as and when they're announced. And whether or not that will be, I hear there a rumor. It might not be waiting too long before we've got a signing coming our way. So keep your eyes and ears on the socials, and there will be some news hopefully very, very soon about Pirates 2025. Once again, Carl, thank you for stepping in. It's been a pleasure as always. And for PirateCast and for Raw Speedway, we will see you guys very soon. Check it out on both channels, and we'll see you soon.
So grateful to Matt and Dan, and obviously Midlow and all the boys and management. It's been crazy, and it's one of them times. I've achieved a little bit this year, more than I thought, and some opportunities have come up, which I really want to keep progressing in my career and keep climbing that ladder. And ultimately it means that I won't be here next season, sadly, but. I'll be still down here, and I won't be gone, that's for sure.
I guess you'll still be lodging with Midlow, and you'll be very much a part of whatever the Pirates team puts together. You will still be here backing them in the pits, even if you're not on track.
Yeah, for sure. These guys done so much for me, and obviously it means a lot to wear this skull and crossbones every week, and you can't be done without all you guys as well, because you've been here for my since the start as well, and it's you guys obviously are the ones that help us get to where we are and win the trophies, and it does mean a lot. So thank you.
Thank you. To the winning side, the Knockout Cup champions in 2024, the Poole Wessex Marine Pirates. Number 7, first to pick up his award. They were talking about him, Vinnie Ford. Making the presentations on behalf of Morris Holmes, we have Lucy. It is in number 6, the rider who has impressed us with his donor antics after his victories, Tobias Thompsen. Surely Mr. Personality of 2024. Number 5 then. What a year it's been for this man, Tom Brennan. Number 4, Zach Cook. Number 2 in the lineup, Sam Hagan. And number 1, Rocket Man, Richard Lawson. Not forgetting the team manager, Neil Midlow Middleditch. And the captain, Captain Courageous, Captain Fantastic, who's going to pick up the cup as well, Ben Cook. And presenting the winner's trophy on behalf of Morris Holmes, our sponsors, Tim Archer will present the trophy to the captain, Ben Cook.